All right, so I think we're gonna start solid axle swapping this thing. First thing I think I'm gonna do is get this Suburban up on stands. I was dipping down because it used to be here, so I was gonna show you, but they're in this truck. Seen them before. You've watched the show. Beaumont sat on them. They're about 9 inches of lift, which is about how tall I'd like the truck after lift and tires. So we're gonna put it up that high to see what it looks like. Okay, I lied. The first step is not that. The first step is measure. Some people don't care, but I like to know numbers on my vehicles, so I like to know exactly how much it's lifted. Currently, I think it's sitting about 1.5 inches higher than stock in the front, and like 1 inch higher than stock in the rear, just because it's got 3/4 ton springs, and the keys turned up a little bit. I like to have it sitting level, or at least a little bit higher in the rear. I'm not about that California lean or Carolina squat or whatever you want to call it. The squatting trucks, I'm not into that. I like level or higher in the rear. Anyways, so we're gonna measure here. I'm gonna go through it on camera, so I don't have to write it down. And of course, before I start, I'd like to mention, normally, proper way to do this with a vehicle would be to have it on a level, flat surface and have everything level and square. But surface isn't flat, surface isn't level. Got the pit underneath. And we have different size wheels and tires on all 4 corners that don't hold 100% air. So everything's gonna be cattywampus. Hopefully it should be fairly straight when I'm done. But that's the frick garage way, right? So let's begin with the measurements. All right. I'm just gonna say 34.5. Actually look closer to like 9/16, but whatever. Just want to know roughly. I'm not gonna say, oh, I lifted the truck 6 and 9/30 seconds. Oh, it's way too dark back here for the camera. So you're just gonna have to go with my word. Oh, yeah, 34 and 5/8, so 34.5. The rear somehow is sitting level. We will take all these exact measurements again. The truck's lifted and sitting back on all 4s. Okay, what's this one at? 36.5, 2 inches higher in the front. But I am running taller tires on the front right now. And I don't actually know if the wheel well arches are the same. I think they might be a little higher in the front, so I don't actually know. Once everything's said and done, I'll probably find somebody with a stock Suburban half-ton, and I'll measure it. I know I could be measuring from axle center. That would be probably the better idea, so then no matter what tire size. And this one, I'm just gonna have to guess. It's at like 35. Okay, I'm gonna measure all the center axles up too. Guess we could do that on film here. Crop all this down. 21 to the rusted abyss. Say 21 as well. 21 as well. This one's not 21, I'm gonna be amazed. What the hell? This one's 22. Okay, so apparently this one's 22, the rest are all 21. I'm guessing here's a low spot, although you think that one would be taller and this one would be taller if the truck was twisting. I don't know. Okay, so if you can help me understand why 3 of them are 21 and one is 22, a complete inch out, that'd be helpful, I guess. My only theory is the truck's taller in the front, but sitting cockeyed because of the uneven ground. Though you think that would make it uneven in the rear, but it's not. So I don't know. That's just my theory. Let's get it up on some stands now. Oh, she's up. That was a little bit of a nightmare. Apparently, she's a bit of a big girl. I went to jack up the back end, and she actually broke one of the boards in the pit, which I've yet to do. I've had the front of the truck on jack stands on the pit. I've had the Beaumont on jack stands on the pit. I've jacked the Beaumont up on the pit with the big block in the front. Nothing. So either that was a really weak board, or she's really heavy in the rear. I mean, she's heavy. She's 6,500 pounds with me in it. So, yeah. That's pretty much a $6,300 or 6,300 pound truck. 6,400 pound. Plus whatever I got in the back right now. She's a heavy girl. She's probably going to be over 7 by the time I'm done. I mean, look at the size of this. She's going to be heavy. Oh well. And another problem. I forgot my 4th one of those is actually holding up the dually right now. So I just got the back there on the jack. This is the height that I want her. This is the height I want to work on her. So hopefully my jack stands can go like right here. Nice and high. And then I can drop the whole back end out. Rear diff's off the ground. A nice little bit of droop there. Once I do the lift, I might actually have to lift it up more to get the axle under, because it has that much droop now. I'm going up 4 inches with the shackle flip, and I might have to put the diff under there without wheels, or jack it up or whatever. I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, plan, get that one out. I think just because I don't like being on jack stands that high up, being that heavy. I mean, I did do shakedown and it seems pretty solid. I think I'm gonna take the wheels off, flip them down, and then take those and put them there on top of that, and it should kind of reach the frame, be kind of a backup, at least until I need the wheels to cut the diff out and roll it out. I do have other wheels I could also put under there too, I guess, which I might do. Yeah, step on tires, drive shaft, sway bar. Shouldn't take long to get it out. There we go. Sits a couple inches below the frame. The other side, because I didn't have that, I put a couple blocks. Yeah. Never had anything fall off the jack stands, and I've done sketchier. Like with my monster truck, I had cinder blocks stacked, and then I had these jack stands on that, and then it was up to the frame, and I did diff swaps. I didn't really like it though, and I got a lot to live for, so. And normally if I was just like doing brakes or whatever, I wouldn't worry about that, but the whole axle's gone. And those does fall off of those. There's nothing stopping 4,000 pounds to go from here down to here on top of me. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. And it gets everything out of the other garage. So storage too. In two birds stoned at once, I guess. So way back when we were under the truck, and a couple episodes ago, I mentioned I had kind of a quick improper fix on the diff there for the drive shaft bolt. And yeah, here it is. See here with my pinky is the proper bolt that threads into the yoke. But that was all stripped out, so it got drilled bigger. Put this through. And then it's a grade 8 bolt, don't worry. And then a grade 8 nut. Cut to the angle of the yoke. And then a nylock nut on the end of that too. So it's double nutted with a nylock. And that was 100K 2.5 years ago. Didn't vibrate nothing, so it did the job. And it's what, a $4 fix. Drive shaft's out, obviously, because I was showing you that. Got this off the drum, which really sucked because I can't find my big hammer right now. So I used a little dinky half-pound hammer or whatever instead of my 2-pound hammer or 1 pound or whatever it is. Little dinky nailing hammer. The only reason I'm taking those off is because I want to still use the park brake. I know it's really dark, I apologize. Yeah, I want to still use the park brake, so I'm going to pull that off and try to hook it up to this. I don't know if I can or not, but I'm not just going to cut it. So that's the only reason I'm in there, and then those can go back on. Wheels can go back on, blah, blah, blah.